Did you know that Jesus wasn't the only one who walked on water? This is what I learned, and it completely changed the way I see this story. The waves that rise so high in your life are under his feet. You know what it feels like to face a storm. Perhaps not wind and water, but chaos at work, a collapsing relationship, anxiety that pulls you under. The nights when you're exhausted and afraid, when it feels like everything solid in your life is being tossed by waves, those are the moments that test your faith. In life's storms, your heart cries out for something or someone to hold on to. Picture a night like that for Jesus' disciples. It's past 3 a.m. on the Sea of Galilee. Their small boat is battered by a ferocious storm, rain pelting their skin, waves crashing over the sides. These seasoned fishermen are rowing for their lives, convinced this storm might be their last. Fear presses in on all sides, the sea a wild chaos beneath them. Then through the spray and darkness, they see a figure walking toward them on the water waves that threaten to swallow them, as if the roaring sea was solid ground beneath his feet. They think it must be a ghost and scream in terror, but then they hear a familiar voice. "Take courage, it is I. Don't be afraid." In that single moment, holy chaos, Jesus has come to them in the middle of the storm, trampling the very waves that terrify them. The raging sea, symbol of all that amiable, lies under his authority, under his feet. Christ is revealing his divinity in this act. Only God can stride over the fury of nature and calm it with a word. In the boat, one disciple feels faith rising above his fear. Peter leans forward, wind whipping his drenched hair, heart pounding. He calls out over the storm, "Lord, if it's really you, tell me to come to you on the water." The reply comes steady and clear, "Come." Jesus' voice carries over the gale, and Peter bellows. He fixes his eyes on Jesus and swings his legs over the side. Imagine the other disciples holding their breath as Peter steps onto the waves and doesn't sink. For a few triumphant moments, Peter walks on water, one foot after the other, upheld not by his own strength, but by the power of Jesus' word and Peter's willingness to trust it. His eyes are locked on the Savior before him, and as long as that focus holds, the impossible is happening. But then Peter glances back at the blackness of the storm, and sees the towering wave about to hit, and in an instant panic seizes his heart. He loses sight of Jesus, and immediately the water beneath him gives way. The next step lands on nothing but air and foam. Peter plunges into the icy water as the wave crashes over him. In terror, he manages to cry out, "Lord, save me!" And immediately Jesus is there, grabbing hold of Peter's hand before him. Coughing and gasping, Peter clings to Jesus, who pulls him up with firm, rescuing arms. Is safe, does Jesus give a gentle rebuke. "You of little faith, why did you doubt?" His tone isn't angry, it's the tender correction of a Savior who already has Peter by the hand. The few steps back to the boat. As they climb in, the wind instantly dies down to a whisper. The waves flatten into glass. One moment a tempest, the next a perfect calm. Nature itself recognizes the author-taur. In awe, the disciples fall to their knees before Jesus. Their hearts pound with a new revelation as they worship him, saying, "Truly you are the Son of God." In the midst of that once deadly storm, God himself was walking with them. Now reflect on Peter in that story. Yes, he's T, but he's also the only one other than Jesus who has ever walked on water. The real failure that night was not that Peter began to sink. The real failure would have been if Peter had never stepped out of the boat at all. The other disciples stayed huddled in supposed safety, gripping the rails in fear, never experiencing what Peter did. Peter may have failed standards, but Peter's greatest regret would not be sinking. It would be missing the chance to walk with Jesus on the waves. Sometimes a short-lived leap of faith beats a lifetime of sitting in the boat. Faith isn't about never stumbling. It's about stepping out when Jesus calls, even if you're shaking. And this isn't just Peter's story, it's ours. We all face seasons when our storms rage, times of chaos, doubt, and drowning fear. We are Peter, one moment bold and next moment overwhelmed, crying out for help. Maybe you're in that place now, caught in winds of uncertainty, feeling your faith falter. But remember who Jesus is in this story. He is the God who walks on top of our chaos, who comes in the darkest hour whispering, "Don't be afraid, I'm here." He's the Savior who calls you out of your comfort zone to do what you never dreamed possible, to walk by faith, not by sight. He knows we'll have little faith at times, that we'll look at the waves and panic, yet he still bids us come. He invites you to step out of the boat, out of your fear and into trust. Fix your eyes on him. Trust his word above the wind and waves. When Jesus says, "Come," know that his command carries the power to sustain you. You might be walking through the fiercest storm of your life, but if your focus is on Jesus, the very thing that should drown you can become solid ground under your feet. And even if you stumble, even if your faith wavers and you start to sink, it's okay. Do what Peter did. Cry out, "Lord, save me." You will find Jesus' hand already reaching out to catch you, faithful to save even in your doubt. He will not let you drown. He will not let go. In life's storms, keep your eyes on Jesus. Don't settle for the boat when he's calling you onto the Y in faith, knowing that the one who walks on the waves walks beside you. Trust his voice above all the thunder. And when you feel yourself slipping beneath the storm, cry out to him. The moment you do, you'll find that his grip never fails. He will lift you, grace first, then guidance, and bring you to safety. Take heart. The waves that rise so high in your life are under his feet. Keep trusting his word and you'll discover that no storm can snatch you from his hand. I hope this teaching helps you as much as it helped me. Subscribe so we can see each other again. Thank you.